So we're getting ready to wrap up this edition of Win TV, but we're not going to do it until we talk to Candice Napper and Dominique McComb, two inspiring young women in the Ward 8 community who are doing some great things in the area of I call it sustainability and saving our environment. So Candice, I'm going to start with you. And
Okay.
so we can find out about the YL 365 project. Tell us
Sure.
what you've been up to.
Of course. So my name is Candice Knapp. I'm a DC native, and I'm a founder and the ED of EYL 365 Project. And EYL stands for Enjoy Your Life. We provide after-school programming at schools, specifically in Ward 7, 8, and community centers as well, too. I'm here with my amazing partner, After-School All-Stars as well, too, with Dominique McComb. And we're doing a project specifically at Lucky Middle School and Johnson Middle School, focusing on sustaining their local watershed. Because as you know, that affects our whole ecosystem.
So when you say water, right? When you say watershed,
Yes.
Dominique, what are we talking about? Explain what that means to particularly folks in this community.
Yeah, so we're focused on the name of the project is Let's Own Our Community for our students, basically for our students that have ownership on their own communities and learn about the waterways, the watershed, and not just that, the environment in a whole, to just enlighten them, for them to know that they're advocates for their community. And we're doing all sorts of types of programs with EYL that's focusing at Lackey and Johnson. Candice, can you share a little bit about what your teaching artist is doing with Lackey and Johnson?
Sure, no worries. So at Johnson Middle School, we have an amazing team, Carol Lundeen, Renee Reagan, and they're focusing on performing arts. So they're implementing theater, and they're creating PSA, which is super amazing. And then at Lucky Middle School, we have an amazing teaching artist called, her name is Darylyn Strother, and they're creating this 3-dimensional art installation. And throughout that time, they're learning about the economics, the education standpoint, the ecological balance of a water cycle, because it affects, once again, our whole ecosystem. Mm-hmm.
Well, how did you all get into this area of even being concerned about, the eco water system or working with young people and teaching that? Where did this come from in your personal lives?
Okay. Well, I'm a huge outdoor advocate. I love the outdoors, as everyone knows. I love the outdoors. And it has unlimited benefits of the outdoors. And I think it's quite important, specifically in these areas, under-resourced areas, that we share the community about the benefits of it. We have a lot of green space in Ward 7, 8, and why not enjoy it? Why not embrace it? And so I took it upon myself to share that information to the students of the Ward 7, 8 community as a whole in general through this program. Mm-hmm.
Yes, and the project supported through the Community Stormwater Solutions Program with the funding provided by the District of Columbia Department of Energy and Environment and also the Chesapeake Bay Trust. So when we first came across this project, I knew that I really wanted to be involved in it because I grew up in the Ward 8 community, and I knew that I didn't have that many opportunities where I learned about the water cycle of my community, how, when I was younger, I would litter and how that affects the pollution and how it gets to our water system and how it affects our daily lives. So this is something really big and important to After School All-Stars and partnering with EYL. And we're just trying to share light for our students to understand that they are advocates of their communities. They are advocates of themselves. And because we work with predominantly almost all Black students in at-risk communities and at-risk schools, we tend to see that, now after the pandemic, we tend to see that our students, they don't enjoy outside anymore. Like when I was growing up, I was double dutch. I was having a good time out with my friends on the playground, in the parks. And I think that we're just trying to really, our biggest focus is to get them back out there so they could see what's in their community and know what's their surroundings and know that I'm not just my community and I could make a difference anywhere.
One of the things you mentioned about kids not really getting out anymore. One, they couldn't do it because of the pandemic. Right? Mm-hmm. Two, there's always the safety issue. We're always concerned about the safety of our children because of the violence that pervades in some of our communities. And not trying to create a really wide, broad brush, but also, kids are walking through neighborhoods that have a lot of trash. And so, how do you, is that something that you all talk about or instill in them? Like you said, Dominique, when you were younger, you used to litter, but you've learned, what that does to the environment, and shame on you. At any rate, you've grown out of it now. So,
I've grown out of it. So we
great for you.
The way that we try to do it is we have after school all-stars core values: accountability, proactive, entrepreneur, collaborative, being transparent, and things like that. So working through our core values of our company and instilling these, core values for our students to embody, then eventually they'll start saying, okay, look, I'm an entrepreneur. I could take ownership for something. I could be accountable for my actions. I could be proactive in my community. I could be transparent to tell people to meet me where I'm at, So I think that's something that I really want to focus on moving on in this project, is that our students are also getting some values and some things that they could take throughout their life, not just in their communities, but when they go off to college and then when they come back and give back to their communities, they have some type of knowledge to go off.
Well, this is really, it's exciting to know that you all are here. I have to say, when it comes to environmental issues, a lot of times either we're in the space and nobody pays attention to what we're doing in that space, or we're not in the space, and so you all are not only in it, but you're making folks know, what you're doing. You're creating a next generation of hopefully, environmental conscious community. How can other young people get involved in the project? Is there a way to do that?
Sure. Well, right now we already have our set schools, Leckie Middle School and Johnson Middle School, but they can still get involved with after school all-stars programs by going to their site. If you have one of the 6 sites of ASAS, and for us, EYL, you can go to our website, which is below, www.eyl365project.com, to learn further about our programs as well too. But I believe that's the only way, correct, Dominique, to sign up for the programs?
Yeah, so for after school all-stars, we are free comprehensive. We offer free comprehensive programs to help our children stay safe and, off the streets from those hours at 3 to 6 p.m. So if you are at one of our 6 schools, we are currently at Lackey Education Campus, Kelly Miller Middle School, Kramer Middle School, Johnson Middle School, Hart Middle School, and Stewart Hobson. So if your children are at one of these schools, you could just connect with one of the community outreach people at that school, and then they'll direct you to the site coordinators that we have on site for after school all-stars to get them enrolled today and get them started so they could be, advocates of their communities and just overall great students, and having the mentorship that helps them, get further in life and have the right, steps and things like that for them to take. We do a lot with after school all-stars.
Well, it's really good to see. There's so many folks that are giving you all great shout outs and hands up and all that, commending you for your program. So you haven't been quiet about it, and that's a good thing. People know what you're doing and making it happen. What you mentioned middle schools, but is there an age range for participants, and do they need parental permission to get involved, or how does that, or they do it through the school?
Yes, they do it through the school. It's an enrollment form. The program is completely free for any student that wants to join. Most of our middle schools start at 6th grade to 8th grade, so that's the gap that we have for that. But at Lackey Education Campus, they actually start at 5th grade, so young as 9 years old to get started. We have a lot of students from Lackey, that alumni students that come back and get community service with us, and it's just a beautiful thing because I've been with the company for almost 7 years now, so I didn't grown with the company and grown into this position. So I'm just thankful that we get to connect and, just give back.
Wonderful. One of the things before we close, I just want to remind people that April 22nd is Earth Day. And, we want everybody engaged in some kind of way to show how we need to protect the earth, to protect ourselves. Do you all have anything planned for that day or for that period?
Well, we do. We have some
Okay.
exciting projects at each one of our schools. So with EYL, we also have like music production, photography, once again, mixed media, visual art, complemented with STEM and mindfulness programs as well too. So each one of those programs will have an Earth Day theme activity. Because as you know, I'm a huge outdoor advocate. So of course,
Yes.
we're going to have some Earth Day activities as well too. Mm-hmm.
Well,
Yes.
please go ahead, Dominique. Go ahead.
I was just going to add that for After School All Stars on April 21st, we are going to be doing cleanups around the school community. So they are going to be out there cleaning up their school community, getting that trash off the grounds, and put it in the right place and not and just helping the school, keep it up and keep their community clean. So we're definitely going to be out at Johnson and Lockheed on April 21st to clean up the school community.
Well, this is exciting. I love, the names of your program, After School All Stars, and EYL. Again, tell me, Candice, Candice, I'm sorry, that stands for
Enjoy Your Life.
Enjoy Your life. Yes.
Yeah,
How could I
that's
not how could I forget that? Exactly. Because it's Friday, but anyway.
Yes.
Happy Friday.
Yeah. So thank you, ladies, for being with us. Look, make sure that we know, what you all are going to be doing, or some of the final projects that your students produce for Earth Day, because we certainly want to amplify that and congratulate the young people that are hearing you and getting the message and becoming activists themselves behind the work that you're doing. So congratulations to you. Keep up the great work. And thank you for your service.
Well, you're welcome. I also too just want to note that on June 3rd we have a showcase of the actual watershed program. So it'd be great.
Oh, wonderful.
People can come out or just share the information as well too.
Where's that going to be held?
We will finalize those details within the next coming weeks, and I can send over some information with the next
Please,
time.
because we'd like for you to come back and promote that as well. We'd love to have great community participation for that event. So I'll look forward to hearing from you.
Okay, well, thank you.
All right, thank you. Thank you. You all have a great weekend. Enjoy your life.